Hi, everybody. Hi, Brenda. How are you doing today? Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Debbie. Hey, Nancy. Ah, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Well, hi, Charlene. Hi, Pat. Okay, guys, so we're trying something a little bit different tonight. It's kind of a combination of Monkey's Creations meets Connie M. I don't know. So what we're doing tonight is we are going to do a flower wreath on a Unique in the Creek board, and we are going to add a few ribbon tails to it, not a whole lot, but a little bit. And then for the center, we are going to add, instead of the traditional flower center, we're going to add one of our 8-inch round signs. So this is what we're going to add for our center. It's an 8-inch metal sign. Welcome, Linda. Glad you could join us. So this is what we're going to use for our center. And like I said, we are going to put a few ribbon tails in it. And I do not have... Hi, Dawn. I do have the UITC board preloaded with the pipe cleaners and the zip ties. I do have all of my mesh cut. I do not have any of the petals folded yet. So we'll see how this goes. Probably should have folded a few of them, but I didn't. It really doesn't take all that long. Now, disclaimer, all of the flower wreaths that I have done so far, hi Jeanette, hi Doris, I used the wood burner to cut all the mesh. And I was talking to the girls in the private group about using the impulse sealer to cut the poly burlap. So I got the impulse sealer out, I got it all set up. Not gonna lie to you, not a fan. Not for cutting lines in the poly burlap for a flower wreath. So I stopped after, I don't know, after I got the end evened up and cut one petal and actually got it down to the right length. I was already fumigating myself out, so. Oh, that's cool, Dorothy. You should send us a picture of it. So I think we're going to get started because we've got a lot of petals to fold and put in here. But we're going to see how it turns out. Hi, Kieran. So like I said, this is something new totally to me. I've made a few of the flower wreaths with the UITC boards. This is going to be my first time adding ribbon tails. This will be the first time adding a metal sign. So if it all works out as calculated, I've cut just enough petals, got the ribbon tails cut, and we're going to see. I think it'll turn out just fine. Alright, I'm going to... So I got it set up finally that I do not have to walk off camera to change camera view. Maybe. There we go. So as you can see, we have our UITC board loaded with 6-inch zip ties. And you'll notice that there are 8 6-inch pipe or black pipe cleaners that have all been cut in half. That's where the ribbon tails are going to go. And what I did, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, I put the pipe cleaners in the holes that pedal designs tell you to put the zip ties. That is where the pipe cleaners went, because I was afraid if I went to the wider spaced ones, it wouldn't hold tight enough to keep the ribbon tails in place. So, for those of you that seen the picture that I put on the page announcing the live, I only used one color of the, I used the purple mesh and the yellow. Well, when I was up here playing around trying to figure out how exactly I wanted to do this, I decided to split the purple half and half with lavender to add a little extra color to it. Okay, so we're going to set the board right about here, and then we're going to get started with the pedals. So I always do these curl up, and then when I fold mine in half, wait, we're not going to fold these in half, different pedal. I put the finished factory edge on the upper right and the lower left. Take a pipe cleaner out and show where I put them in. It's just a half a pipe cleaner. I think we might be able to do that if I can remember which way I twisted them. There we go. So you'll see on the board that on row, where's my top? On row 3, you have the holes that are closer together, and then you have the hole out here in the middle. And what I did was I put the pipe cleaner in the ones that are closer together, and then I used, I forget what, there's a technical term for this, using the shared holes and connecting it to the one out in the center. But to put the pipe cleaner in, just pushed it through from the back side, and then once you get it around on the front, just give it about a twist and a half so that it's facing the right way to put the ribbon tails in. Hi, Rosalind. Oh, no problem, Charlene. Turn the board over, easier to see. Oh, I see what you're saying, Debbie. Yeah, you'll see that the holes that are close together there, that's where I put the pipe cleaners, and then the shared holes with this one off the center, I put 2 zip ties there to put the mesh. I'm sorry, Doris. So what I'm going to do for the pedals we're going to use tonight is we're going to fold the bottom corner and the top corner into the middle, and then we're just going to gather this up. We're going to pinch it in the middle, and then we're just going to flip this one over. So that it actually looks like 2 pedals. We're going to see if we can do that one a little neater. That one didn't quite scrunch quite right. There we go. That's what I was looking for. And then we're just going to take this like this. And we're going to start right here. I put them about a finger width through the zip tie. And then we just tighten the zip tie up. You have to adjust your pedal a little bit there. Now I opted not to put the green leaves. Hi Vincent. Hi Linda. on the outside of this. I thought that might be a little bit too busy. And then, like I said, we're just gonna alternate the lavender and the purple. Nothing too fancy. Hi, Laura. And then we're just going to alternate with the purple and the lavender all the way around ring number 2. Now, I'm not worried about the petals being perfect. And I'll show you why here in a little bit. That first one I did is just a little funky. But we're going to go with it. Now, when I told you how I lay out my petals, or the mesh, to fold them, I put the finished edge top right and then bottom left. It really doesn't matter which way you put it. It's a personal preference. Well, hi, Deanne. It is a personal preference. It really doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as you do it the same way on every petal, because if you don't do it the same way every time, your petals are going to look all wonky when you get done. Hi, Pammy. Hi, Sin. So as some of you know, we did do this first in the private group, and I did it a little slower with a little bit more detail. If you guys are interested in joining the private group, the link is at learnfromjeanette.com. That is the URL that goes to the Backroom Glitter Gang, which is Jeanette's private group. Hi, Virginia. Thank you, Deanne, for spreading the glitter. Kiernan, you can use a rotary cutter. Absolutely. The benefit to using the wood burner or the impulse sealer is it seals the mesh a little bit, so you don't get quite as much fraying. Hi, Sharon. Welcome. I also will tell you, especially with the impulse sealer, you're going to want to make sure you are in a ventilated area. The wood burner is not as bad, in my opinion. Of course, I use the wood burner a lot in my crafting room, and I have extra ventilation installed in that room due to the sublimation process we do in there. Hi, Lindy. Melody, each piece of mesh, and it depends on what you're using. You want the mesh to be square. So the poly burlap that I'm using tonight is 10 inches wide, so I cut it 10 inches long. If you use something like fabric mesh, a lot of people use fabric mesh to make these as well. I think a lot of the rolls of fabric mesh are 10.5. So in that case, you would want to cut your mesh to 10.5. Linda, that is a touchy subject in the crafting world. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a lawyer, so take that with a grain of salt. It is my, and this comes from several different resources. Damon's got a blog post on it. Lori from Unique on the Creek has discussed this in her group. It is my understanding that no, you cannot put a licensed logo or trademarked image on a wreath and sell it. But I am going to add the disclaimer that I am not a lawyer. I'm just going by information that has been shared with me. We don't do it. I see people doing it all the time on Facebook. I wouldn't do it, Linda, but that's just my personal opinion. And like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but based on the information given to me by other wreath makers, no, it is not allowed to be used. Sin. No, it's just. Oh, and it doesn't matter that you're late. This is the way I like to do them. It's a matter of personal preference for me. I see people doing them both ways. I see similar petals that are folded just a little bit differently. The look I'm going for, and it's because of the sign. Well, hi, Tracy. I'm going for the not picture perfect petal. And yes, normally I would flip these the other way, but I'm doing it purposely this way on this wreath because I was going to do just an ordinary sunflower wreath with the sunflower center or maybe even a sunflower sign. And I thought, nah, I'm going to change it up a little bit. So yeah, I wanted the petals to curl in, but you are right. Normally they do go the other way. This is just me trying to be different. Don't say it, Tracy. Tonight there's a lot of experimentation. Hold on a second, Nancy. You mean the board that these are on? This is just a standard. Let me go grab an empty one. Sorry guys, I'll be right back. Nancy, this is just a standard Unique on the Creek large board. Deanne put the link there in her comment. Jeanette's at work, Lindy. You can buy them at uniqueinthecreek.com. I know Lori from Unique in the Creek sells them on Amazon, I believe, if you can find them in stock, but they are a little bit more expensive there. Hi, Michelle. Deco Exchange sometimes has them in stock. To be honest with you, I don't even know where Jeanette bought these from. Yes, Tracy, the colors I'm using tonight are, the darker one is purple, even though it looks blue on my monitor. And the lighter one is called lavender. And then we're going to alternate these around the outside edge on ring number 2. Looks like we got 4 more to go. Oh, no problem, Nancy. Am I working hard or Jeanette? I'm going to say Jeanette's probably working pretty hard. Me, not so much. Well, that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I may have to wind up cutting one more. Jeanette's at the front door giving people a break. That ought to be fun. Either I didn't count right when I stacked them, or I didn't count right when I cut them. We will find out when we get to the middle. I'm not going to sweat it right now. If I have to cut one more, probably just cut it with a rotary cutter. And we do have one of those fancy, all right, maybe not so fancy, zip tie guns. I'm still on the fence whether I like them or not, to be honest with you. I used it for all of them on the first wreath I did. And then the second wreath I did, the petals were kind of odd, and using the zip tie gun made the zip ties too tight. Oh, I know, Tracy. I know. Okay, so what I do when I'm doing these is I wait until I get the entire ring done, and then I'll go around and cut all the zip ties off. Yeah, I don't think we have any of the ones here that have the centers out of them. We do have some of the ones that have the solid center with no holes. They're called character boards. All right, so there's our whole outer row. Need a drink, thirsty. Yeah, they do get quite large if you're not careful. With the outer ring on this one, tip to tip, this one is at 26. And I didn't even put the other ones that I've made, a couple of them, I put green leaves on the back, on the outside, not all the way around, but in a couple of places. And I just decided not to do that one on this one, but that adds to it. Okay, so this row, we are going to switch to the yellow mesh, and we're also going to use our ribbon tails. So we're just going to use the same petal, not going to do anything too fancy. smash that down a little bit. So on the outer ring, I alternated. What I'm going to do on this ring is a little bit different. It's going to be 2 yellow petals and then a ribbon tail. So I went digging around in Jeanette's ribbon stash, and I did find a ribbon that would go with this wreath. So we're going to try to I've never put ribbon tails in one of these before. So I guess we're going to find out tonight. I know Connie M does it a lot. I actually am going to go ahead and put the next petal in and then put the ribbon tails on top, I think. My first one took a really long time, I'm not going to lie. The more I do them, the faster I get at them. And of course, with tonight, we're doing some experimenting, so I'm going to try not to take too long to get this done. We'll see. Okay, and because we're going to try to put a ribbon tail in there, we're going to go ahead and cut those off now. And then my ribbon that I have for my ribbon tails is just it's got some lemons with some Swiss dot and some yellow stripes and some yellow with white polka dots. We're going to scrunch that up the middle, make it look like a little birdie, and then we're going to fold that into a V. We're going to stick that down in the pipe cleaners. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I have never done this. I didn't try it beforehand. I'm not sure how I'm going to like this. But we're going to try it. I don't think that looks too awful bad. I think we're going to go with it. And for those of you that have used the Unique on the Creek board, you know the easiest way to get everything back off of here is to just snip it on the back side and it'll pull right off the other side. But I think we're going to leave it. I'll let you know here in a minute when we get this row done. I'll at least leave them on that long. I pulled, I don't know how Jeanette's going to feel about this. I was in, oh thank you Charlene, I was in her flower closet. I did pull some lemon picks out that when I get down to the inside row, we're gonna try one of those and see how it looks. I don't know how it's gonna look. But we'll see. I did not get the pipe cleaner tight enough on that first one, so I need to try to get this one a little tighter. There we go. I think I like that. Pull this up so, maybe. I was kind of worried about how it was going to work there for a while, but I think I like it. Well, hi, Angela. I've gone to the dark side and doing pedal wreaths. Well, thank you, Deanne. Thank you, Lindy. Are you getting excited, Angela? We're getting closer and closer to Crafters Convention. It's going to be here before you know it. Oh, now Tracy, you know any smack I talk about you is all in fun. If we didn't talk a little smack about each other, I think everybody else would think we were mad. So excited you couldn't type. I know, hon. I don't take anything personally that you say about me, and I really hope you don't ever take anything personal I say. It's all in good, clean fun. It is not my intention to ever offend anybody. It's been brought to my attention that I have done it a couple of times. Not Tracy, but I mean somebody else. And I apologize. I mean, I'm here to have fun. I'm not here to offend anybody. Well, so far, I'm really liking these ribbon tails in here. I'm hoping that doesn't change when I put the next row of purple in. But we will see. My glasses keep sliding off my nose. Can't see. Craziness. Now, I'm sure some of you have already heard this story. We started doing, well, actually before Jeanette started doing lives, we started chatting with Angela from 3L Creations. Now, we still have not met Angela. Yeah. I love it, Tracy. And we've done a couple of FaceTime calls, and we've chatted a lot. And we decided that we were all going to go to Crafters Convention together. Now, this should have already come and gone. But because of COVID, it didn't happen. But it's coming up here soon in September. Now, I have never met Angela or her husband Roy in person, even though it feels like I've known them all my life. We have decided that we're going to share a hotel room, the four of us. Um, it could be really wild. It could be really bad. I just hope that no ambulance or police are necessary for that stay. That's all I'm going to say. Well, thank you, Bianca. Well, we're not really complete strangers. We've just never met in person. That's all. Like I said, I've chatted with Angela enough that feels like a long lost family member. Okay. Oh, I know, Angela. We just clicked from day one, and we're just like family. I'm so excited to go to Crafters Convention and meet all these people. I've been watching lives for over a year now, probably closer to a year and a half, and I've never got to meet any of these people in person. So I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of excited to meet some of these people. Trying to keep an eye on the time here. Oh, exactly, Tracy. Just like family. I actually have quite a large crafting family on here. It's almost scary sometimes. Just kidding, guys. I love all of you. You know that. Uh-oh. Linda says there's no sound. Can there, who? Can anybody else hear? Oh, okay. Linda, sorry, hon. Must just be you. Probably something to do with Facebook. Facebook has just been insane lately. I don't know what's going on with them. Probably don't want to know. I don't like it. Jeanette, what are you still doing on here? You're supposed to be working. Double duty? Alright. I'm okay with that. Pat, the ribbon tails are 14 inches. I don't normally cut them that long, but I was afraid if I went with short ones that you might not be able to see them because of the petals. So I went. If Jeanette had a ribbon board that long, I probably would have went with a little bit longer. Yeah, Ross, she's always checking up on me, but that's okay. I'm not going to lie, there's been a couple times in a live I've gotten myself into messes that I had to rely on other people to help bail me out of. That's just me, though. What I don't like about doing this is that was probably the third time I shoved the end of a zip tie under my fingernail, and it does not feel good. I'm not going to lie to you. It does not feel good at all. All right, we're getting down to the end, then we're going to switch back to the purple. All the quilter square would have made longer ones. Next time on them. Although I think the 14s are going to work out okay. I mean, it's just a little bit shorter than the petals themselves, so I think it'll be okay. We're gonna find out. Well, thank you, Stacy. I am not going to take credit for doing this. I'm using a combination of a couple different people's methods. When we get to the sign, I seen that first with Michelle on Monkey's Creations, and I love that. I love that, having the 8-inch sign in the middle. And of course, Connie M. Now, I'm not saying she is the only one that does the ribbon tails in the flower wreaths. She is the only person that I have ever watched do it. I'm sure there are other people that do it. I've just never watched them. So I'm kind of doing a combination thing of the unique one, the creek board, with some ribbon tails, and then an 8-inch sign in the middle. All right, guys, we are almost done with this row. Well, hi, Teresa. As with a lot of new things that I try, I don't try them out before I go live. That's just not who I am. If I'm going to do something totally dumb and make an idiot out of myself, I want there to be a video record and lots of people watching. Ain't that right, Tracy? I've done a couple of lives, both public ones and in the private group, that things just didn't turn out the way that it was supposed to. Jeanette has had to bail me out on a couple of lives, but we made it through. All right, there we go. All right, this is going to be our last yellow petal. So I did manage to count these all. Do you look like Connie and Linda? No. No. Well, that's how I learn. Usually by making my own mistakes. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, Jeanette has had to bail me out a couple times out of crafter jail. Well, I don't know about the rest of you. Linda, I don't know if Connie is on YouTube, to be honest with you. I know she is on Facebook, Wreaths by Connie M. I don't know if she's on YouTube or not. Alright, so there was the last of the yellow petals. And now we are going to use the last of the ribbon tails. And I really do think that that was probably just about the right amount. Not too many ribbon tails, but just enough to, I don't know, I like it. But as Jeanette keeps reminding me, it's not what I like, it's what the customer likes, right? Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know if she is on YouTube. I know she is on Facebook. Alright, so now we're back to the purple and the lavender again. She does a lot of cool stuff. I know Angela has done quite a few petal flower wreaths. She's got some really cool videos. Alright, I can tell already that although I like it, the wreath tails probably should have been a little bit longer. But we're going to go with it. But if I had to do it all over again, yeah, I'd make them a little longer. Well, I want to curl, and it frayed. And even if you use a heat source to cut these, if you handle them too much, they will still fray. Hi again, Laura. Okay, so we're going to be that one right there is really wanting to curl up bad, but we'll be okay. Lavender. Apparently I didn't count right because I think I'm going to be short one piece of mesh. That's all right. I'll just use a rotary cutter and cut one. I am not getting take longer get the wood burner to heat up than it would to cut the mesh. Yeah, looks like I'm going to be one short. That's all right. We'll cut another one. Well, thank you, Laura. For those of you that were here at the beginning, I have not shown the sign since I started. The sign is the inspiration for the colors, as is the linen ribbons. But we will be... and this little pin thingy about went for a ride. That would not have been good. That would not have been good at all. Alright, we just got a couple more petals to put in here. And then I am going to have... So I don't know if I just didn't cut enough or if I counted wrong when I was trying to figure out how many I was going to need. But we are short. One lavender one. Now I got to find what I did with the lavender mesh. Alright, hang on everybody. There it is. Now, these are cut to 10 inches, and when I wood burn them, I try to make sure that I stay in between the lines there, just like in a coloring book. With a rotary cutter, I make no promises that that is going to happen. Oh, look, it did. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, put this back. There we go. So Kieran, if you're still watching, yes, you can cut it with a rotary cutter. I don't know how bad it's going to fray because I've never used the poly burlap that wasn't cut with a heat source. But even with that, it still frays, so I'm not going to lie to you. Alright guys, last petal. Maybe. I don't want to go down. There we go. Alright, so we have all of our petals in. I'm going to go through and cut all the zip ties off. Without cutting the mesh would be nice. I see a couple little frays in here. I'm not worried about getting those tonight. I will take care of those tomorrow after I get off work. Or Jeanette can do it in the morning when she's here. Okay. So I put all the petals in it that we're going to put in it. Yes, just be patient with the cutting, Kieran. Linda, there's no way to stay within the lines with the impulse sealer. What the impulse sealer does, though, it just melts the whole thing in a straight line. So I try to line it up on there as straight as I can. But yeah, you're not going to keep that in between the lines with the impulse sealer. I don't think it's even possible. Like I said, I just cut two. I personally am not a big fan of it, but I think especially if you already have an impulse sealer, you might as well try it. You may like it. Okay, so all of our petals are in, and then you are going to notice on the inside of the board here, these two center holes. That's where we mount the sign, and then there are 4 sets of holes. That is, and you're not going to be able to see that in the video, but that is row 5 on the Unique in the Creek board. You can fill those up with petals if you wish, but when you're using an 8-inch sign, it is not necessary. So what I need to do is flip this over and find my top. Now you'll see this outside row has just single holes all the way around. And then up here, this is considered the top because it's got the 2 holes side by side. That's where you put your hanger. Some people use zip ties. Some people use jute rope. I've even seen somebody do it live and use a pipe cleaner. I use a wood burner quite a bit, Tracy, so I don't burn myself quite as much with it. But I suppose I was kind of in a hurry cutting mesh, so I just went. I didn't really care for the impulse sealer. I will probably try it again when I can give it a fair shake. So we're going to use a single cable mount, and I put I use the DAP. What is that called again? Quick. It's the DAP with the blue cap. It's the rapid fuse. That's what we use. So I put a little bit of DAP, and then I put the cable mount on top of that, and then just to hold it in place, I put some big old globs of wood glue around there. My gluing is not my strong point. I get a little messy there. So to attach this, just going to take the pipe cleaners and run them in those 2 center holes, and then pull your sign down. You don't want to pull it down really, really tight, but you don't want it just flopping around on there either. I think that looks probably pretty good. So we're going to twist these off. And then, I put my snips away here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave maybe in 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch on each side. I got pipe cleaner bits all over the floor. I'm going to pick them up before I step on them. And then what most people do when they use pipe cleaners on the center is you just fold that over and run it right back down in the hole. That way, when somebody looks at the back of your wreath, everything is nice and tidy. Clean, no mess. That's one of the benefits of the Unique and the Creek board. So we're gonna, for some reason I don't think my sign's on there straight. It's not. There we go. Okay, so let me, yeah, that should be tight enough. A couple of these pedals are curling a little bit more than I care for, and I think the ribbon tails could have stood to be a little bit longer, maybe another inch. Well, I probably should have cut them at 16 instead of 14, and then they would, I don't know, they peek out just enough. Maybe that is good. Like I said, you're going to have fraying. I'm not going to mess with it a whole lot tonight. Okay, so let me go down here and switch cameras. It's not working again. There we go. There we go. Got it to work. Well, thank you, Lindy. Tracy, that is a distinct possibility that it is the head that is crooked. I'm not going to lie. All right, so let me spin this around and hold it up for you. I really like how this turned out. That's just my personal opinion. I'm really glad I went with the lavender and the purple instead of just the purple. I like the ribbon tails a lot. I do. I'm still on the fence on whether I think they should have been longer. I do see what's causing the mesh to fray though. The wire in the ribbon is poking in the holes in the mesh and it's pulling it. But anyway, so there we go. A lavender and lemon home sweet home with done on a unique on the creek board with lavender and purple petals and 2.5 inch ribbon, 2.5 inch wide, 14-inch long ribbon tails. Now, Tracy, when you say that's my best one so far, my best wreath in general or my best flower wreath? Could go either way on that. Oh, hi, Katie. Yes, I really like how this turned out. Like I said, I did steal some inspiration off of our girl Connie M with the ribbon tails. You don't see a whole lot of people do that, and really good. I did pull, when I was getting everything ready for the live tonight, I did pull some lemon picks, but I really don't think that would look very good on there. I really don't. Well, thank you, Skelly. I appreciate the compliment. All right, guys, we'll hold it up here one more time, and then we're gonna, if I can get the glare off the sign, and then we're gonna call it a night. Amy, we are in the process of. I'll go with that, Tracy. I'll take that. We are in the process of putting together some wreath kits. We may wind up putting together a couple of flower petal wreath kits. I'd have to talk that over with the boss lady, Jeanette. But we may do something like that. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming by and stopping in and visiting. I hope you had as much fun watching me make this as I had making it. I really do like how this turned out. Quit picking at it, Floyd. I will have to go through and trim some frays that I see and maybe try to flatten some of these petals out a little bit better. But other than that, I think it turned out awesome. I really like the 8-inch metal signs for the centers. And I'm not going to lie, I am really liking these ribbon tails in here. I like them a lot. All right, guys, so I'm going to call it a night. And Linda, I will send you a message on the sign club. Okay? It's on our website, ourbackroomcreations.com, but if you have any trouble finding it, I will send you a message, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here and go relax a little bit and get ready to go to bed. Got to get up early in the morning and go to work. So thanks for stopping by, and we will be back Wednesday night on the public group at 6 o'clock. So we will see you then. All right, night all.